side. Speaking of 2022 starting on a high note for most of the business people in Uganda, and so does the Uganda and Tanzania Joint Permanent Commission issue. As the Uganda-Tanzania Joint Permanent Commission reached its final day of the fourth session at the Sheraton Kampala Hotel, both countries did promise to promote trade and bilateral relations. The final day of the fourth session of the Tanzania-Uganda Joint Permanent Commission finalized with the removal of trade barriers between the two countries, and among other factors that are expected to boost trade, transport, border relations, plus the issue of the East African crude oil pipeline project. Let's have more of the report. The final day of the fourth session of the Tanzania-Uganda Joint Permanent Commission finalized with the removal of trade barriers between the two countries, among other factors that are expected to boost trade, transport and border relations. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, General J.J. Odong, thanked the technical teams and senior officials who have played a pivotal role in pushing for the bilateral talks, as he believes that this will officially address all outstanding issues that have led to implementing of the Joint Permanent Commission.
To take stock of progress made in the implementation of various decisions, agreements, and memoranda of understanding, signed, and to address all outstanding issues that have been a challenge in the implementation of the agreed decisions. Allow me, therefore, to appreciate you colleague ministers and the ministries that you head, the various departments and agencies of both countries that made progress in implementing the agreed decisions under their mandates since the last Joint Permanent Commission.
Odong noted that the two countries have agreed to eliminate the trade barriers to deepen the existing cooperation. Tanzania exports to Uganda increased to $191 million, and Uganda's to Tanzania declined by $122.9 million, as such bilateral relations will contribute to the growth of the two neighboring countries if they address challenges for the betterment of the people.
To learn that both delegations have heeded the call by our two heads of state to work together to eliminate all non-tariff barriers to trade and to facilitate commerce between our two countries. I must hasten to add that trade is an important element for our mutual growth and prosperity. According to the 2020-2021 statistics from Uganda's Ministry responsible for trade, Tanzania's exports during that period increased to US dollars 1,091 million, while Uganda's exports declined to 122.9 million.
The Tanzanian Foreign Minister, Liberata Mulamula, was confident that this will strengthen the bilateral relations and strengthen the well-being of the people of both countries, among which include the border issues, trade and immigration, and these are some of the mutual interests that were discussed in the meetings.
We will have the opportunity to discuss and make appropriate decisions on important issues that will lead to further strengthening our bilateral cooperation, as well as improving the lives of our people. We are committed to revitalize our cooperation in political and diplomatic field as we continue to develop modalities from implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding on political consultations that was signed way back in 2017, which is almost expiring, and that's the very reason we are here, to be able to renew that cooperation. And hopefully at the conclusion of this JPC, we'll be in a position to chart a way forward. Honourable Ministers, dear colleagues, I'm informed of the proposed meetings of the joint technical committees to iron out issues of concerns for both countries related to migration.
According to statistics, Tanzania's exports hit $191 million, and yet Uganda's to Tanzania declined by $122.9 million, and Uganda's trade volumes were affected by the non-tariff barriers, including restrictions on goods like sugar, milk, and movements on Ugandan trucks. But with the Joint Permanent Commission, it is expected that such issues will be harmonized. According to the statistics, Tanzania's exports hit $190 million. That was by the end of the financial year 2021. And yet Uganda's to Tanzania declined to $122.9 million. And these trade volumes were greatly affected by the non-tariff barriers, including restrictions on goods like sugar and milk and movements on Ugandan trucks. But with the Joint Permanent Commission, it is highly expected that such issues are going to be harmonized greatly to see that the two countries can get back to bilateral relations as well. On the other issue regarding the East African crude oil pipeline project, it is also going to create more opportunities for most of the Ugandans as well as the Tanzanians, one through the employment as well as those that will be supplying to the project. Greatly, it is one to look at. When you look at the East African crude oil pipeline project, 15 billion has so far been invested in there in regards to $15 billion, if you're to look at that. And that shows you how far the two countries want to actually benefit from this. And then the Joint Permanent Commission, among other things, also discussed the issue of the working permits. According to the two ministries, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from Tanzania and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Uganda, are working upon clearing that matter, whereby Ugandans that are working in Tanzania can easily have a smooth running when they are in Tanzania, in our neighboring country down there, so that things move on well. And clearly it will be a good one for all the Ugandans who are traveling, because the most difficult part is normally when you're moving into a country and you don't have a working permit. So those are some of the key issues. When you look at the Joint Permanent Commission, is when two countries come together, two or more countries come together. It is to actually discuss matters of mutual interest, which also include the bilateral relations, as they can actually come to build more of something that is actually helping them grow bigger. So when you clearly look at that, normally it was a way that most people think and believe that with the Joint Permanent Commission, Tanzania and Uganda are definitely going to go back to trading without any restrictions, because when you have a neighboring country like that, you definitely want your business to be moving on together. I should actually have no issues whatsoever in regards to non-tariff barriers. And besides that,